welcome back to the Drift Realm, guys. Today, we're back with the E36. You know what's up. Why do I say that every time? I'm like, you know what's good. You know what's good. Okay, bro, back up. The E36 is looking mighty lit, my brothers. That being said, there's still more work to do. Don, what could you possibly have to do to that car? It's perfect. I got lots. But today, we're starting with the rev shift solid, sort of solid, semi-solid. They're not quite solid, but they're, dude, it's pretty solid. Rear subframe bushings. I know what you're thinking, Don, that's an E36. You put stiff bushings on that, you're gonna blow your rear end out, son. Get the f out of my vlog.
Oh, I didn't. Honestly, I thought you were just in here yelling.
Damn it, Allison!
It's a vlog.
You're in the vlog now, I'm keeping that.
Hey, while I'm in here.
I forgot what I was talking about. I know what you're asking yourself. Don, it's the ether. Hey! Hey! Quiet on set, Jesus Christ! I know what you're asking yourself. Don, that's the E36 chassis. Oh my God. I know what you're asking yourself. Don, that's the E36 chassis. You put solid bushings in the back, you're gonna blow your ass out. That's facts, bud. That's why we're gonna reinforce that booty, dog. We're gonna give her the Brazilian butt solidification, all right? Just really, you know what I mean? That's what we're doing today, man, come on. All right, so I've already made a little bit of progress here on the E36, just getting it up in the air, getting the wheels off, getting a look at everything. I also went ahead and on the inside, I have already gone ahead and unbolted the e-brake cables. That way I can just pull the e-brake out from underneath the car. From what I understand so far, I shouldn't have to lift the carpet or anything. Should be able to slide right out of the chassis. First step now is gonna be taking the exhaust off. And then after that, remove the brake caliper and the suspension and the top hat and drop this whole thing out from the subframe bolts after that. All right, so I'm about to drop the exhaust out right now. You'll notice this is not a stock muffler, so yours will not be the same. That flange should be the same. It's actually really easy. But the annoying thing is one side's a 13 and the other side, the nut, is a 12 millimeter. So have fun with that. All right, so I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily doing this in the greatest way ever. I don't have a transmission jack or rear end jack to take the whole thing out, so it's a little tricky playing on the ground here, right? We have just about everything disconnected. Instead of taking out the diff, we chose to disconnect the drive shaft. And hopefully as it drops out, we can pop it off. It seemed like the easiest way to do it for right now. And then everything's out right now. So all the bolts are out, and now we're just going to try to lower the jacks down and see how she lands. All right guys, it's been a couple days. The bushings are in the freezer.
You got fire going on out there.
Oh, great.
They're on left them unattended.
Oh, no. As Kyle just said, there's a fire in the backyard. Let's go check it out. Smells terrible.
I'm cooking them up, though.
So I was already digging around, and I got one bushing out. And we're going to try to do it better on these ones. But pretty much what we're doing, we're crispifying the top, break the top rubber off, and then you can get the metal ring around the bushing. And we're gonna tap that out. Also, look at all these tires. I got a sea of tires over here. Oh, we gonna drift, all right.
A lot of theoretical science going on right now. So theoretically, if we heat up the outside, then it should soften the bushing, were you thinking? It worked on the other ones, though.
It did work pretty well. Give it the hammer.
Nice. We got this down now, guys.
I apologize if I'm looking extra grimy right now. I was under the car grinding away at where the plates are gonna get welded onto, making sure the surface is clean, smooth metal, grinding it all down, so I got covered in because obviously you're doing it upside down, and yeah. On top of that, I also went ahead and laid down my first welds ever. I've never welded in my life. I wanted Kyle and Bayrod to show me how to weld, and they did, and I think they did a kick-ass job teaching me. I'll show you some of the stuff. It started not well. I was not good in the beginning. But I think I made a bunch of progress, and it actually came out decent, you know? So here's what I was just welding on. It's still hot, so I'm not gonna grab it with my hand. But it started with just like trying to throw a line, and you can see right there, like they weren't good. They were aligned, but it wasn't good. And then I kind of figured out what I was doing wrong. And then I started throwing these lines, which were much better. And then I just started having fun with it. And I was like, I'm gonna make it a little hard. Aww. All I have to do is throw inch and a half stitch welds and then fill some holes. So I think that kind of showed me well enough how to do it. The hard part is gonna be doing it upside down in awkward angles, but it's gonna come with a learning curve, but I feel ready to try it out. I've actually had a lot of fun doing that. I'm getting more comfortable, so I'm ready to swing for the fences. Give you a better idea underneath here. Start grinding away, just cleaning all these off. It really didn't take too much work with the flap wheel. And then these plates, will sit up there. Just like that, and then I'll fill these holes, and then I'll just run a stitch. That's enough for tonight though. We'll check back in tomorrow and we'll start welding this bad boy. All right, it's the next day. I'm getting all set up. Everything's pretty much ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and try this for the first time and hopefully not catch anything on fire and hopefully not burn a hole in my chassis, so. All right, I'm done welding, I'm done grinding. The plates are on. Now, before I show you, another reminder, this is my first time welding, all right? You are not about to see some dimes, okay? But you will see two pieces of metal that are now stuck together. So, let's check it out. There you go, man. I was really worried that I was going to be burning through the chassis, the thin metal of the chassis, but it really wasn't bad at all. I actually didn't see the metal open up ever. Since I've already ground them all down and they're smooth, flat, and clean, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some paint on it real quick to seal it up, keep it from rusting. So just in case, the seams aren't gonna rust. So I'll do that next, and then we'll get the bushings in the subframe. The frame is painted, the bushings are in, and we're ready to throw the subframe back in the car and connect everything back up and call it a wrap. Rear subframes are notoriously kind of a pain in the ass to rebolt in. Just aligning them can be difficult at times. So hopefully this goes all right. I don't have a transmission jack or anything that's gonna hold it up nicely, but I'm gonna do my best with a jack and a piece of wood. We're gonna get it done. Woo! I'm covered in dirt. I'm tired. But I'm done, baby. It's back on the ground. We're gonna go test drive it right now. Try it out. Big shout out to Dylan for helping me out on this. I don't think it would have been very fun on my own. It wasn't fun with two people, but everything worked out. Well, at least it seems like it so far.